Hello, everyone. Bashar here. I have been working on resetting my temple, and now I'm building from the ground up. I did also reset it while I was building it, and so I am going for a really end game build now. It does look good, and for those of you that are curious, this is about a 6-7 divine yield run now. With the rarity bot, it goes up to like 13, 14, 15 divine, right? And this is, me talking about divines, drop divines, right? I'm not, taking the perfect augmentation orbs and, adding them up. We are just talking about divines, sorry. Okay, so how do you build something like this? So guys, what's the end game here? So this is the end game, right? This is what we are trying to arrive at. Courtesy of Lyd, LLYD, for those of you that want to take a look into it, right? And he has several videos in which he does them step by step, and I'm gonna do step by step here for you guys. So why do I repeat the experience? Because everyone has their style, and also there are a little bit of mistakes in there. I'm not saying mine will be free of mistakes, but I will try to do the best I can for you guys. And so because I don't really know how to edit my videos, I'm just gonna be going over it, and I'm going to divide this into steps so we can take it a little bit slow. So guys, we start right, and I guess we could do it the regular way around. So guys, let's say I have infinite energy and I'm getting started on my temple. So we did get some rooms that we don't really have a use for. Let's put up the road. I'm gonna put the alchemy. I'm gonna put the smithy. I'm gonna run it. Now we can destabilize, right? Boom, right? I'm gonna get some new cards. That's not looking very promising. Okay. Just to show you how it starts. Doesn't really matter. Let's destabilize. Guess we get new cards. The golem is shy, isn't it? Okay. Okay, let's just cheat a little. Okay. Wow, the golem is shy, isn't it? Okay. That's a bit weird. No big deal though, right? We can perfectly have it. So obviously, guys, at this point, you should just be putting up any rooms that you get, right? You will be running the rooms, right? You will be saving up on a little bit of medallions at this point, right? Yeah, so that's how we start, right? The famous Golem Smith start. Then we get the armory. That's nice. And this is also now replicating the experience of getting started. Take a look at this, guys. I mean, I did reset quite a few times, and only now I can get started on my main chain. So the earlier part will be extremely painful, right? Not gonna lie there. And also, it's not going to be profitable, right? Because GGG relatively recently changed the bonuses that the Spymaster and the Golem Works provides, right? So the bonuses of the Spymaster and the Golem Works have been interchanged, right? So Spymaster, while being the best building, also was providing very useful bonuses. So they changed that. So the outer layer, right, which is what I'm doing right now for you, is not going to be very profitable, right? So I'm going to, build all the way around the edges. And at that point, we will be at a few divines when you are soloing, right? And thing is, guys, so at this point, right, we have started on our main chain. So this is precious to us and we don't want to lose this, right? So we put up as many rooms as we can so they are protected. So at this point, how many rooms do we have open to destabilization? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there is only a 1 in 6 chance that I actually lose this, right? Let's destabilize. See, it's intact. Now we can get some new cards. We want a garrison. Didn't get it. That's sad, wasting a spy master like this. Okay. Okay, let's say we are done. Can I put it here? Okay, let's just do this as well. So let's destabilize again. Now this is the actual experience that we get normally. We get some new room cards. These rooms not having any pictures is a little bit disconcerting, but I'm not used to it. Okay, so I just put up this new stuff that we got. We let it destabilize again. You know, my experience wasn't like this. You know, I didn't think I was lucky by any means, but this is pretty terrible, right? This would be very disheartening to someone that's just new starting. And also, guys, the ideal location of the architect is here, right? The way to get this is just kill him while protect what you have and get him to spawn here. 4 squares below, 4 rooms below that city. Okay. So yeah, I'm not getting the garrison, and the garrison is a common room. So guys, the rarity of rooms, right? Altar of Sacrifice is the rarest, I think. Corruption Chamber, Thaumaturge are rare, somewhat rare, right? Alchemy Lab or Flesh Surgeon and Synth Flesh Lab are, I would say, uncommon. I would say Spy Master is definitely rare, right? Dynamo, Golem Works, Smithy, Garrison, these are, I would say, common. Commander probably also. Armory is, I would say, uncommon, right? But this could be, my mind playing tricks on me because, I did get stuck on Armory many times, right? 5-6 rounds in a row. So, yeah. So, guys, let's still try to replicate the original experience. Okay. Let's get some new room cards. I mean, getting stuck at Garrison is really weird, right? I did get stuck on Armory many times. I did get stuck on Spy Master on a whole different level, but yeah. Okay. Okay, let's destabilize again. Deal? Is this real? I mean, is this simulator accurate, guys? This is very weird. So you always put 1 dynamo here when you never bother protecting it because it's going to upgrade this Golem Works and it's going to give you some additional efficiency from garrisons and commanders and barracks, whatever it is. So this is good, but never waste your resources trying to protect it unless you are swimming in protection medallions, and at this point you wouldn't be. And I also would suggest doing any room in here that says chance of medallions. So for example, tier 1 garrisons, armories, the dynamos, they do not have a chance of dropping medallions, so you could skip them. But the corruption chamber, the spy master, the thaumaturge, the smithy, they all have a chance at deal. Is this real? I'm wasting multiple spy masters before getting a garrison, and we are perfectly allowed to link to the architect. You just don't go there and don't kill him, right? That's it. So let's just speed things up a little. Okay, finally, guys, garrison. So the famous chain starts here, right? And at this point, let's assume for the sake of argument that we get protection medallions here. And one thing I haven't found, right, and I think it has to be here, but I couldn't find the protection medallion. I couldn't find the protection medallion in here, right? Let's destabilize again. So here comes the famous Russian tech, right? Let's just remove this. Okay. So guys, so I can perfectly do this, right? All the way up to here, it's very easy, right? I get a golem, I get a smithy, I get an armory, I get a legion barrack, right? And I get a spy master. This is a garrison. And then I get a garrison, right? This is all fine. All the way up until this point, I just need to get these rooms and I don't need to do anything else, right? But at this point, the Russian tech starts kicking in because you are not allowed to do AB like this, right? Garrison spy master, which is what we want to do, but we can't do it. So what we can do, because when the legion barrack, when the garrison gets upgraded by the spy master, it turns green, right? The banner turns green. So you are not allowed to place spy master next to a green garrison, but you are allowed to put it next to a red one. So what you do is you place an armory here, and you place a garrison here, and that garrison gets upgraded, right? So the rule isn't you cannot place a spy master next to a tier 2 garrison. You are allowed to do that, but it has to not turn green from being upgraded by the spy master. And now I can do it, right? And so what I will be doing here is I will be locking this, right? And if you have watched my video on destabilization, you know that this room is also safe. So you protect this one, right? And then when you destabilize, these will go, right? But at this point, we will only be destabilizing one room, so it's gonna go a little bit slow, right? And if you have the room to spare, you can also do this, right? If you protect just this one, everything on your main chain is safe. Why? Because you start from this one, right? You have to go here. There is no dodging this, right? And even if you do all this detour, right, you have to go here, which means your entire chain is protected if you protect just this one, right? You do not need to waste protection medallions on these, right? That is one of the mistakes I made when I was building up my temple for the umpteenth time, right? Then I realized, so these rooms are open to this. And at this point, you should maybe slow down a little bit on the, garbage rooms in the middle. So these do actually get destabilized because you wouldn't be able to move on otherwise, right? So let's say these two get destabilized and we move on with the same move, right? Okay. And I protect this. These get stabilized. Okay. So the corners are a little bit more tricky. Okay. Okay. These get destabilized. So what we do here is, no. Okay, that's what we do. Hold up. No. 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 Hold up. Okay. I think that was it. Yes, that's it. I did remember. Muscle memory did it, guys. So as you can see, this is very nasty, right? Because we have a nasty situation here. All of these 5 squares are open to destabilization. Obviously, the most valuable one is the spy master, and we want to keep it intact. So we protect the spy master. So by protecting the spy master, this is open to destabilization. This is open to destabilization. Kind of everything else is open to destabilization except for this spy master. But when you can protect only a limited number of rooms, your question should be, can I put the room that I lose back in there, right? And also, how rare is the room that I lose, right? So garrison is by no means rare, and you can perfectly place garrison even if you lose it, right? So, and garrison spy master is rare, and well, you can still put the spy master, but you don't want to lose the spy master. My record for waiting for a spy master is like 15 rounds, right? That's like 45 maps. So I had to go grind energy from 45 maps before I could get one spy master. And your spy masters should also be serving to upgrade your other spy masters, because spy masters do kill other spy masters to level up. But keep in mind that the spy master they have to assassinate has to be open to destabilization, right? So this spy master will not be assassinated. Well, this one would be, but you kind of want something like this, right? This is beautiful. It's just gonna die, and then you can protect it, and then it will not go away. So you will be getting additional levels from it. So let's just say we protect everything, right? We go on. Okay. These get destabilized. And I could just do the Russian here, but there is a nice... What did I do? Okay, that's more like it. Okay. I didn't even need to do that. That was a mistake. So the spy masters are the problem. The garrisons are not the problem, okay? Yeah, made a mistake. Okay. We protect this. These get stabilized and so on. At this point, I'm letting... So, you could still do these, right? Because it will depend on the level of your spy masters and whatnot. So you will not be able to protect this temple all the time, right? So you might have to allow a few rooms to die, but do your best in not allowing the spy masters to die. So let's, for the sake of argument, say we are at this point and we are fresh out of protection medallions. What you can do is, let's say you have a garrison, so at least now this is the second in chain to be destabilized, right? So its chances of getting destabilized is lower. And let's say I have some garbage around here, right? If I can't protect it, I'm just gonna put it all in, right? So my chances of destabilization is lower. So right now, guys, what do we have here? All of these 6 rooms are open to destabilization. Well, not 6, but yeah, all these 4 or 5 rooms. Yeah, 6 or so is, I think, correct. So this room is not very likely to get destabilized, right? But it can happen, right? These 2 at once is very unlikely. So let's just destabilize for sake of argument. See, we didn't lose anything. But obviously, we could have. Okay. Did it. Bang, bang, stabilize. Okay. That's the corner tech. Allow these to die. And these are all ideal words, right? You will be not getting protection medallions. You will be making mistakes. You will be losing stuff. But as I said, try your best to not lose the spy master. So, okay. In this situation, what's open to destabilization? All of these 5 are open to destabilization, right? And if you have a single protection medallion, you protect this one. If you have 2, you can protect these 2 to make sure that you lose these 2. And at this point, at this corner sort of situation, you need to destabilize these ASAP so they do not suck up your protection medallions. So at this point, when you are approaching a corner, I think it's a good idea to let these rooms die. So you will be losing this generator all the time. Just put it up when you get back. When you get it back, it's not that big a deal. So, oops, again, the mistake. We let these go. So we are at 9. So guys, this is momentous. Okay, I did make the mistake again. I'm sorry. What's going on? Come on. Okay. And this is the momentous occasion that I actually wanted to. Yep. So 11, guys. So there are some people that use like 13, 14, right? They start off with 11 or 12, and then some people add some more spy masters, but 11 does the trick, right? So this is how you end it. Obviously, you will be getting some upgrade medallions, right? You can definitely use them on your spy masters, but the spy masters level are something that's going to solve themselves eventually. Why? Because you will be getting additional spy master rooms, and all of them will serve as an additional level to one of your spy masters. But obviously, don't take it very slow, because the spy masters are the thing that keep our temple afloat, right? Because they have a high chance to drop the protection medallion, right? The garrisons will also drop the protection medallion, but they have a chance to drop other medallions as well. These guys are specialized. They drop either the room medallions or the protection medallions, right? I mean, they do not drop a medallion all the time, but that's the only 2 that they can drop. For example, they cannot drop the room level up medallion, right? That's the job of the golem works here. So at this point, the early stage of your temple is done, right? And then you switch to another chain. And so this is going to take a lot of effort. And at this point, because you will be new, probably you will be making a lot of mistakes. So, there is more complicated stuff coming up ahead, right? But still, I think this will be the most painful because it's not rewarding, right? At this point, so guys, it happened to me rarely, but at this point, I remember rounds in which I had gotten 0 divines, right? Can happen, sadly. But most of the time at this point, you will be getting like 1.5 or 2 divine on average. And I have a character rarity of 91%, so that's my experience, right? With 91% rarity, from this temple, I was able to get 1.5, 2 divines, mostly in divines only, right? I would be getting perfect chaos orbs, perfect exalted orbs. I would be getting greater perfect orb of transmutations, not transmutation, augmentation, the valuable one. Where is it? Yeah, this one, right? So that's the basic level, right? All the way up to here. And from this point on, we will be getting started on the alchemy labs, thaumaturge. So this is the money maker layer, right? At this point, you will start making money. So guys, as I said, up to this point, it's a few divines on average, right? And at this point, it's like 6-7 divines per run solo. And after I'm done with the mid-level part, I will be doing another, and I will see you guys in that video. Bye bye.